And we're live, I think. Welcome to Whatcha Paint Wednesday. Please tell me we're live. Yes, we are. Okay, cool. Sorry I'm late. What am I, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes late? 5 minutes late. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. All I can say is I'm sorry. There's really no excuse other than just, well, I'll tell you what I was doing and why I'm late. But first, I want to welcome you to Whatcha Paint Wednesday. Thank you for being here. Today, I am going to be, is it still on here? It is. Painting Naughty or Nice. And I'm hoping to get it done in an hour. Hi, Phyllis. Saw you at the Jingle Ball. Thank you for joining me today. Thanks for being at the Jingle Ball. So anyway, I was up at the house working on Vlogmas. I want to start Vlogmas on the 12th. And I don't want to do it exactly the way I did it a couple years ago. So I had bought this book last year, and it just goes through the beginning of time as far as Saint Nick goes, like goes through his, his birth and his childhood and how he became known as, Saint Nick, the patron saint that he is, and the different things that he did that were amazing in his life. And then it goes into how Saint Nick became Santa Claus in America, and it goes through the whole thing. So that's what I'm going to focus on for my it's like it'll be story time from the 12th to the 24th or 25th, whatever, of my Vlogmas, which will be on this channel. Hello, Donna. Thank you, Phyllis. She said, cute design. Love your Santas. I love painting Santa. So anyway, how that will work for my Vlogmas is that every day I will do a speed painting video and then voice over the video painting various Santa Clauses. So that's the plan. I mean, they might not all be Santa Claus, but anyway, Christmas watercolors. It's really buckled. I'm going to spray the other side of it. So anyway, I know Donna and Phyllis, you were both at the Jingle Ball. So do tell, what was your favorite thing about the Jingle Ball? Hi, Maisie. I bought your Santa's greeting at the ball. Can you recommend a variegated thread for his beard so it's not so flat white? Some people use that, what is it, whisper thread, so that it looks fuzzy. So there's that option. Oh, is it grits? I'm terrible. I can't even think right now. Well, the thing with variegated floss for the beard is, like, when you stitch it, if you kind of do it in the, wait, which one are you doing again? Greetings from Saint Nick? Yeah, greetings from Saint Nick. Okay. But you would want to go up and down and maybe even follow the shape of the beard. Otherwise, I think if you went back and forth, you'd have a straight beard that way, and that would look funky. Let's see. Let me grab some flosses. Oh, grits. I'm way over here at my floss tree. Hopefully you can hear me. Grits by Leaks Dye Works would be a good one. Oh God, I get the worst headache, y'all. Let's see. You could use Antique Lace by Classic Colorworks. It depends on well, his beard is all enclosed by other things. Excuse me. Eggshell, if you want it not so bright white, by Classic Colorworks. Those would be good options. Well, this just really looks cruddy. Why it's doing that? It was a great time, a little introverted, well, a lot, but I loved meeting designers and visiting the chat rooms. That's what's nice with those chat rooms, because you can go in there and just stitch and listen. You don't have to say anything. Some people weren't even on camera, which is fine, but it's like you got to hang out with people, and be a part of the conversation silently. Does that make sense? You couldn't hear me. Okay, so Maisie, I said grits from from Weeks Dye Works. Oh shoot, I already forgot what the other two were. Let me just pull them real quick. Antique lace, eggshell, maybe even this one. Oh God, my head. Okay. So these are what I've pulled. Let me go to a blank page. Or just, I need something white. All right, so these are what I pulled. Here are the two Weeks Dye Works. We've got grits, which is the whiter one, and then light khaki, which has a little bit of a yellow tint in it. Eggshell by Classic Colorworks is similar to light khaki with less variegation. Antique Lace and Bamboo by Classic Colorworks are more of a white. Antique Lace has a little bit more of a gray color to it. Bamboo's more stark white. Grits is really nice. It's got some stark white. It's kind of a combination of these two together. So yeah, my two favorites out of all of these, let me lift them closer so you can see them better. My two favorites out of all of these would be the Weeks Dye Works, either grits or light khaki. So there you can hopefully see the difference in the colors and the variegation. I don't think you want something heavily variegated. So anyway, hopefully that helps. Those are all nice Santa beard colors. Kevin's jokes cracked me up. You two are a comedy team. Thank you. Yeah, well, you know, it's funny because sometimes, you know, I think back on what we said or did, and I go, oh my gosh, maybe that was just a little over the top, or, you know, I don't want to get this reputation of being a drunk or something, you know, but it's like, hey, we're just having fun. And you can tell in the episode that we're just out to entertain. And, you know, and if people read more into that, that's on them. That's, you know, we're just entertaining and having a good time. Hello, Jan. What I do sometime with variegated thread is do the bottom leg of 3 or 5 stitches, then top leg of those stitches, then do another 5, and so on, so it blends the color. Yes. Yep, I like that idea. Thank you, Tammy. Mixology. Oh, Lord. You know, I have had a headache. It started on Sunday, and here's the thing. Okay, so before Thanksgiving, I know I'm not painting, I'm just chatting. Sometimes I can't paint and talk. Before Thanksgiving, I had a sinus thing going on, like lots of drainage, coughing. I had a little fever. I got all better before Thanksgiving. I felt great, but yet still, like, we're sneezing like crazy, Kevin and I. And the sneezes are not like your average sneeze. It's a sneeze like when you're sick, you know how your sneezes are a lot more intense. Well, I've been sneezing like that since before Thanksgiving, like a week to 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And now if I cough or sneeze, my head throbs. And that came upon me on Saturday. I'm sorry, on this past Sunday. The last day of the Jingle Ball, I was not feeling well. And I thought, you know, I'm probably just dehydrated because I didn't drink any water Saturday at all. Like, just to take my blood pressure medicine and my vitamins was like the only water I had because it was busy. That was the day that I hosted my own stitching table twice that day. I had my class that day. And then after my last stitching table, I hung out with people. And anyway, I was just very busy. So I didn't even think about drinking water. And I just chalked it up to being dehydrated. Because if I get dehydrated, a headache is sure to be in the cards for me. However, Monday I had the headache as well. Yesterday I had the headache as well. And see, I wake up and I feel good. And then like around this time of day, around noon, the headache comes on. And it's a weird headache. It's like from the back of my neck all the way to the front of my head. And I think I'm just still stuffed up because it's not like my nose is stuffy. I just think like my ears, one day my ears felt stuffed, like plugged or something. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I'm just ready to feel good and I don't have time to be sick. Nobody does this time of year, especially, right? Anyway, just sharing my woes with you, but I'm I'm really ready to get healthy and stay that way. I enjoyed pretty much every aspect of the ball. I had some things that I had to tend to the first hour of the ball. I thought I was going to lose my mind because I had some errors in my storefront. And oh, I forgot to turn this camera on. I had 2 PDFs that were charging $5 shipping. Had to fix that. And then Monday, when I went through all the orders, I got everyone reimbursed that placed orders, early on at the Jingle Ball. And then I had, like, in the address part, the default for Shopify made it so that someone had to put in an apartment number, which is just goofy. Why'd they make that the default? I don't know, because I know I didn't set it up that way. So I'm guessing it was their default. So I had to go in and I had to fix that filling out the apartment number was optional. And these are all things like, I don't know how to do it. I went to Google. How do you change this? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like anyway. What else? Oh, I had 2 other big mistakes. One was nobody outside the USA could buy PDFs, which was stupid. That was not intentional. Once I figured that out, I had to go into my shipping and I had to figure out why it was doing that. And there was one more thing that was going on that was bad. Anyway, so for like the first hour, I was just in panic mode. But it all worked out. Everything's good. This guy is going to have the traditional red suit. I might make it a different kind of red though. Let's try something different. Not your standard red suit. I think I want to turn my light on because I feel like my hand is putting a shadow over where I'm painting. Makes it hard for you guys to see. So if we're invited back for the Jingle Ball next year, because not all the same designers come back. Kevin and I are already trying to figure out if we want to do our mixology early on and get it recorded, because next year the fall is going to be so busy with travel, and I don't want to fall behind and be stressed out for the ball if we end up doing it again. Has someone said, well, if you aren't invited back to the ball, are you just can you please just do mixology anyway and put it on your Floss Tube channel? Oh, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Pretty funny. But anyway, I see no reason why not. Yeah, Kevin's delivery with the dad jokes. He's really good at that. Like, I'm not good at telling jokes. I mean, he could tell he was reading them first and then saying the joke. And even then he was struggling on some. It was hilarious, wasn't it? He's adorable. He's a good sport. We made the Grinch drink the first time and it was nasty. So we had to redo it, but we didn't have the ingredients. I had to look up new drinks and all that. And we were kind of spent that first night. And shortly after we made the first, take, I left for a trip to Country Sampler and then the Farm Girl Gathering. And when I got home, he was gone hunting. So when he got home on Tuesday, and I said, "Listen, we have to do this Wednesday night because Thursday night we have the grandkids, and our videos are all due to Stephanie by Friday." So we were under the gun to get that done. But I was like, well, if we're redoing the Grinch, then I'm ordering us costumes because I want to make it different than the year before, you know? So that was our big difference this year, was that, you know, we had costumes for the last drink. So we're already trying to think, well, if we do it again, you know, what are we going to do to mix it up? We were trying to think of like, do like a game show kind of atmosphere with the drinks, and we'd have to ask questions, or I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to do some major thinking on that because we don't want to do the same thing every year. I love this guy, this Santa guy. I love how he's standing and how his coat and his beard in the list is blowing in the wind. I think that's fun. I kind of wish now I would have put a little animal, a bird or something. I usually have some other character with Santa, so he's not by himself. I mean, it's not too late to add something. So not if, but when I do my Vlogmas, do you guys have any ideas of things that you would want me to, that you would want to see from me, or things you would want me to do for my Vlogmas? You know, when we did it 2 years ago in 2021, I bought Kevin we did it from the 1st to the 25th. I bought him 25 presents. I'm not buying him any presents for Vlogmas this year. I mean, I'm buying him Christmas presents, but I don't even know how much of an appearance he'll make in my Vlogmas. But I thought, well, we might be able to do like a Q&A and just answer some fun Christmas questions. Maybe he can continue to do some dad jokes. That could be part of our Vlogmas. Yeah. So the speed painting with the storytelling. I do have an Advent coming, but I think the person that's doing the Advent, I think because she wants me to video it and put it on my FlossTube channel, and I think she wants me to open everything at once. Well, if I do that, then that won't play out very well for Vlogmas because I want to do 12 things, you know. So I don't know. Anyway, if you have any ideas, let me know. Hi, Jamie. Kevin is awesome. All the designers' husbands were so supportive. Yes, it was so nice. I don't think any of the husbands were on there last year. I really don't. But, you know, I mean, other than Kevin being there for mixology, but this year he was in there for my meet and greet. Well, a big part of it is too, last year, you know, it was our first year doing the Jingle Ball, and we didn't realize how the meet and greets and all that would go. And I remember I was the first one up for the meet and greet last year, and I had 600 people on my live video, and it was done through Zoom, so you could see people. And I'm still not real well versed in Zoom, and I didn't know how to mute people and make me like my picture big so that I wasn't getting lost in the shuffle. It was just a kind of a nightmare. And then all these people asking questions, and the scroll was going so fast. And, you know, when you're doing that by yourself, it's like, oh my gosh, it was really overwhelming. So this year, Stephanie said that every designer needed a moderator, whether it's your husband, your kid, your whatever, your mom, whoever. Someone needs to be in the room with you, helping with, you know, the flow of the questions and all that kind of thing. And so that made of course, a lot of designers say, well, my husband can do that because he lives here, he'll be here, you know? um, and so I thought that was really cool too. Also, I know that that Stephanie's husband Jason now is part of, Lindy Stitches, and Kevin, that's, he's retired now back. It's been what, a couple years now that he's back full time with me, after he retired from sheet metal. So a lot of the husbands are now, oh, and Matt was the other one I was thinking of, Matt Twist. He's now a full-time Heartstring Samplery employee, I guess you could say. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed getting to know Jason this year, Stephanie's husband, and Matt. So that was cool. And then Hands On Design, Mr. HOD, he's been with Kathy for, I don't even know how long. He's been full time with her. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see that. I have to say, it's so quiet and nice down here right now. Kevin went, he went with someone to their doctor appointment. It's like over an hour drive. So he's gone, and then Kyle hasn't even showed up to work yet. I'm telling you, he's in trouble. No, he's not a morning person. He never was, even as a child. Just never been a morning person. So he comes in late and he stays late. That's kind of how it works for him. Hey, as long as the orders get out, I don't care. But he's usually here by now. So it's nice and quiet here. I have to say, I'm really digging it, because normally for Witch Paint Wednesday, there's a lot of activity going on in here. Of course, I just know Kyle will show up any minute and Athena is going to bark. So brace yourself for some loud barking from my dog. The meet and greets did go very well. Yeah, everything was much better. Here's the thing I'm super happy about is that, that Stephanie found a better platform, and she's very happy with this platform. We had our debrief meeting last night at 7 o'clock. It was funny. It was like 9:05 when we were done with the meeting. I felt like we were on there 45 minutes, but like a 2-hour meeting. And it was such great discussion. So all the designers were there with Stephanie and Jason, and Kevin was there with me and some of the other husbands, HOD and Liz Matthews' husband. And anyway, it was really nice to just get everyone's feedback. The questions were things like, how can we improve next year? What did you like best? What could, what needs work? And it was a really productive thing. And she likes to do it right after the ball so that everything's fresh in our minds. But it was a really good meeting, and she's going to stay with this platform. So that will make it so much easier for her next year, because can you imagine if she had to switch platforms every year? I mean, every year you would have to work kinks out, so now she knows the platform. She can ask for like things that we would like to improve or change. She can work with them on that. She's got the whole year. And I think every year she does it, it's just going to get better and better. Yeah, pretty cool. I went into some stitching rooms. I didn't get to do as much of that as I wanted. So I kind of messed up, because every Sunday we go to my Mom and Jerry's house, and we play cards. We have dinner together and we play cards. And the boys usually come, Kyle's girlfriend, and Kevin and I, and we all just hang out and enjoy each other. Okay, so we do that every Sunday. Well, I should have said I can't do it this Sunday at the Jingle Ball, but I thought, well, you know, by 4 or 5 o'clock Sunday, I'm probably going to be ready to be just like, I'm done, you know. um, oh my gosh, though, I was so sad because I was not. I mean, I shouldn't say I was sad, but I was a little bit disappointed because we were playing cards and my phone's blowing up, and I've got my friends saying, "Hey, we're in the stitching room, come join us." And then someone else, "Hey, we're in the stitching room, come join us." And then Stephanie Lindy Stitches texted me, "A bunch of us are in this room, come and join us." And I'm like, oh no. If I was home, I would totally pop into these rooms and hang out and visit. And so I said, I said to Kevin, next year I am all in the Jingle Ball the entire weekend. I'm not leaving on Sunday. The one thing that was frustrating was the chat screen did not automatically update to the latest messages. I had to keep scrolling to the latest message. We did talk about the chat. The thing I thought was really annoying in the chat is I would be typing to someone, and then I think what happened is when a new chat come in, it would stop my typing. I'd have to get my cursor and click on the chat again and pick up where I left off. And then if I'm still typing and it would end, I'd have to do, oh, that was annoying. So I'd try to just answer real quick, and hopefully people didn't think I was being snippy with them. I was just trying to do it quick because it kept cutting me off. Yeah, the chat needs a little work. I had to keep scrolling. So I didn't notice that, Lisa. I didn't notice that. Oh shoot, my battery died on my camera. I didn't notice that you had to keep scrolling down. I had to keep scrolling up though because I was missing questions and comments and things. Because the chat always goes quicker than you can possibly read it, you know. Um, but anyway, yeah, the chat is something that Stephanie's going to work on with Excel events to try to get that to be better for next year. Anything else you guys can tell me that I might be able to let Steph know? There we go. Now the sun is out, which I'm not complaining, but look at, I've got this shadow now that's super annoying. Oh, Lord. I was kind of happy the sun was out today, so I didn't have to put this thing up. I mean, I have a way of kind of sheltering it, but I knock stuff over sometimes. There we go. That wasn't too bad, as long as it doesn't fall over. Okay. Other than that, everything was wonderful. Oops. Well, good. I thought it went compared to last year, you know. At least we had something to go by, you know, from having it last year and all the things that went wrong last year. It was nice to see that it ran much better this year. I'm painting his pants a real like brownish green. Shoot, I gotta call the vet too. I keep forgetting. It's been a little bit crazy. My doggie, she's got like a lump on her neck and then one on her like her back thigh, outer thigh. Anyway, I need to just go get those checked out. Can you hear her over there licking herself? Athena, quit. It's so funny. During my YouTube videos or FlossTube videos, a lot of times Teeny will be in the background snoring, or my live streams and stuff like that I do. She did not fail me. She was snoring during my class at the Jingle Ball. It was pretty funny. I'm like, okay, everyone quiet. Listen, can you hear my dog? She's doing her famous snoring. Yes. Yes, this platform was better for the classes, but in last year what happened was not just the platform's fault. That was more about, it was our first one. We didn't realize the demand for the classes would be so huge. And so that was one of the things that we made sure to offer more spots in our classes. And this platform could handle that many, people. And then also, like, some people offered like a session 1 and session 2, the same class 2 different times of the day. We wanted to make sure to offer plenty of classes. I might offer 2 classes next year. Someone wanted me to teach punch needle, and so I'm considering that if I come back. I shouldn't give so much thought to next year until I know for sure what's happening. But oh, I love this Santa so much. Oh yeah, that's another one. Not the chat room, but the stitching tables. Yes. Yeah, Jamie, that was something we talked about last night too, is outside of the stitching table have a little number that reflects how many people are in there, because they were saying everyone I went into, didn't go into that many because I was just so busy. I had my own chat tables a couple times too. But I went into the Santa Claus one, of course. That was Friday night. Hung out with them for a while. And then Saturday night, I went into the Southwest Stitcher table. And that was because some friends of mine were like, hey, we're in here. Come join us. So they are going to work on that. Hopefully that's a feature they can do. Who knows? She has a year to get them to work on that. So hopefully that will be something that can change. Oh, Phyllis said that. Okay. List how many were in the chat room before entering. Sometimes I would go in a room and no one was there. Yeah. Yeah, we heard that. I think the entertainment video this year was just, last year was fun too, but this year was just a little bit more to it. I liked the Christmas stories being shorter rather than like we did the Christmas, was it Christmas Carol last year. And that was so long, and I don't know that anyone wanted to sit through that whole thing. I don't know. I didn't really hear anyone complain either, though. But just for me personally, I like the shorter, more whimsical stories, not like classics type of thing, literature, I liked that part better. I think the dance off was hysterical. I have said to Stephanie more than once how amazing I thought that was. I'm so curious to see what she comes up with next year. Are we going to continue? Well, okay, I keep speaking out of turn, but if I'm back next year, is she going to continue that dance off? Because I think it's super cool. But then again, I think, you're going to run into a point where you have, you run out of dance moves, like not dance moves, but words, cross stitch words. I mean, eventually. So I don't know. Who knows what she'll come up with? She's very creative, obviously. Yes, the yoga, hilarious. I watched that a couple times. Well, I watched it the first time and I'm like, Kevin, you have to see this. So we watched it together. I don't think he thought it was funny, but I don't think he thought it was as funny because us stitchers know exactly what she's talking about. I love Oops It's Midnight and what is the one with the back pain? Oops. Oops, I hurt my back or oops, I don't know. Just hilarious. And then Beth Twist playing bass and singing. It's like, what? I had no idea. That was very cool. Santa baby. So what's happening with everybody? Are you fully in the Christmas spirit after the Jingle Ball? And if you weren't at the Jingle Ball, are you in the full Christmas spirit? I am. I have been because of prepping for the Jingle Ball. It just really got me going. So I'm going to tell you something I thought was kind of interesting. I have a friend that I met at the Annabella's retreat, and she's a makeup artist, like for runways and stuff. So she travels a lot because of that. She is just her name is Maria. She's the sweetest lady, and gosh, she's just so generous, so kind, and we really hit it off. Anyway, so we stay in contact, and she said she's sending me something. And well, actually, so what she did, she said, what's your favorite colors? And she had, I think, 1 through 4 in the order, listed. So that was kind of hard. I don't know why. I guess because I like so many colors. And I think, well, should I choose black? Because I really do like black. I have a lot of black painted furniture, So anyway, I tried to keep the colors a little more festive and light because that's all she asked me. So I don't know what she's up to. Then she All right, we're back. Sorry. Can you hear me? Sorry, guys. Kevin called. Wait, hold on. I gotta read. I haven't decorated or started shopping yet. I need a punch needle class. I have all the things. I just don't know how to start. I'm all decorated. Not a lot of shopping yet. I'm in full Christmas spirit mode. I wrapped gifts yesterday. Oh, nice. Going to the mall or mail to get them out soon. Sorry, Kevin called. Everything. Wait. Lisa said, Phyllis, I am in the same spot. I have everything, but ideally I would like an in-person class. Phyllis, tree is up. Needs fluffed before decorating. Make sure Phyllis, tree is up. Sorry, I had to make sure my volume was on. Sometimes I get a phone call and it turns my microphone off. I gotta text Kevin on my laptop here real quick and just let him know I'm doing a live, so he doesn't try to call back. Wonder if we need some. Oh, I'm doing a live stream. Okay. Hold on. We have barbecue for tomorrow. May need fresh buns. I'm sorry, you guys. Hey, it's real life, right? Okay. So anyway, she texted me yesterday and she said, do you celebrate? Oh, how did she word it? Let me just look on my text real quick. I find this interesting because I want to know if you guys do this or not. Where is her text? Right there. Okay. Do you celebrate Saint Nick? So today is the 6th, correct? Yes, this is the day that Saint Nick passed away. Back in, I don't remember now. So anyway, let me back up. So she said that she has this childhood tradition that they've done, since she was a child, and she's passing it on to other people. Let me just read it. It was one of my most cherished memories of the Christmas season growing up. In my entire life, I can count on 2 hands the number of people that I've shared this treasure family tradition with. You've left such a footprint on my heart that I wanted to share this special tradition with you, something personal. Perhaps it will be a new tradition that you can share with your grandchildren starting next year. And so she's sending me something, and she meant to get it to me earlier. And so she said, what you do is make sure that you hang your stocking on December 5th. And then when you wake up on St. Nick, would it be St. Nick's? Is today St. Nicholas's feast day? It must be. Hold on, I don't think this feast day though has to do with their death. Let me see. St. Nicholas feast day. Oh, it's December 19th. Wait. St. Nicholas Day is called the Feast of St. Nicholas. Oh, observed on 5th or 6th December in Western Christian countries and on the 19th in Eastern. Interesting. Okay, so she's telling me this, and she said, when you wake up tomorrow, which would be this morning, she said, pretend that, just, close your eyes and imagine that you were left something in your stocking. So anyway, I should have by the end of the week what she sent me. Now, having said that, that's leading into this other thing. So I was telling you at the beginning of this live stream that I am doing Vlogmas here on this channel starting on December 12th. And I have this book that goes through the life of St. Nicholas. And then it also goes through, it's very cool. It goes through, this book tells you the origin of the Christmas songs that are so popular now. And it has the lyrics of them, and the 12 Days of Christmas. Oh my gosh, that one blew my mind. What that really is about. You guys are going to be don't look it up. Wait for me to tell you in my Vlogmas, please. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting because learning about Saint Nick and his life today, they talked about the Saint Nick's Day. So she's message I mean, how like I love when stuff happens like that. I've never even heard of Saint Nick's Day. Then Maria brings it up to me in the last couple days, and then today I'm reading all about it in this book that I want to use for Vlogmas. I was like, oh, it makes the world seem so small and just amazing. Hold on, I gotta get back to there we go. Tree is up. Oh, I already read that. Oh, okay. I thought it was me doing something dumb with my phone, Laura. That's funny. Phyllis, my connection's a little slow for some reason. Keep getting the spinning thing. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, so Laura said, yes, we hung up our stockings and got candy and new coloring books and crayons. Oh, I love that. So yeah, I would like to do that with like the grandkids. Like like maybe on the 5th I could hang stocking. I don't even have stockings for them here at the house. Because I just have we still just do stockings for the boys. But I thought I could get stockings for Easton and Ellery, and then like on the 5th of December I could say, okay, I have your stockings out for Saint Nick, for Saint Nicholas, and then that next Thursday when they come over, I'll say, look what he left you. And anyway, yes, I want to start that. And what's fun about it is it's kind of a precursor to, um, you know, Christmas. All those kind of wonderment and excitement and imaginative things. And yeah, the life of Saint Nicholas was incredible, and I cannot wait to share it for Vlogmas. So basically, I'm going to be reading the book, not the entire book, because it gets really deep into some other things. I'm like, okay, plus I just won't have time to read the entire book. So I picked out like the things that I thought would be the most interesting and give you the best, like, well-rounded view of, what Christmas is all about and how it all came to be here in the States, and just so fascinating to me. I did a little bit of that kind of history thing when I did Vlogmas in 2021, but this is a little bit better. Yeah, that's what I thought, Laura. Lisa said, my knitting group just had our Christmas party on Monday and we went over the history of the 12 Days of Christmas song. It has a very biblical meaning. Yes, 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 yes. That's so cool. Yes. So I can't wait to share that because I was like, wow, it was very interesting. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? I need to make the dark background a little bit darker so his beard shows up. My childhood Christmas was spent in Missouri. Well, let's put it this way. When we were little, we would go like the day after Christmas because, my parents wanted to be home with us, and that makes sense with our tree and, start our own traditions. And then we would go to Missouri. My dad's mom and sister, husband and child, lived in Missouri. That's where my dad's from. And we would go there, and then we would stay like the day after Christmas till, well, a lot of times we would be coming home. It depended on when Christmas and New Year's fell in the calendar, like when we had to be back to school and stuff. But my birthday is New Year's Eve. And there were some times we would be driving home from Missouri, which was like a 12-hour drive back then, the speed limits and the cars, ability to go fast and whatnot. It was like a 12-hour drive. Plus, with kids, you're stopping more. And I would spend 12 hours in the back seat of the car with my brother, which was like, thanks a lot for this Christmas present or this birthday present. But if we were able to um, stay in Missouri for my birthday and come home on New Year's Day, sometimes we did that. But I know that was hard on my parents too, because then we would get home and the next day was like, oh, back to school and, you know, back to work. And it just didn't give them time to get acclimated, do laundry and stuff like that after being away. But yeah, such fond memories of my childhood going to Missouri for Christmas. I mean, we spent Easter, Christmas, we spent all of our holidays in Missouri when I was growing up. And as a kid, I absolutely loved it. Loved it so much. Oh, your husband, I'm sorry. Dee said her husband's birthday is January 1st. I only have a few areas decorated, haven't started the outdoors yet. Oh, I don't decorate outside. We live on a dead end road. So past our house, only two other houses. So we don't bother with the outdoor stuff. We did. Kevin put up lights outside. Not every year, but for a few years when our kids were young. Again, just adding to that merriment, that wonder, that, excitement for, you do a lot of things when you have little kids that you don't necessarily do when they get older. And, yeah, I have grandkids, but that's their parents' job now to do all that stuff. And I don't, it's not my job anymore. It's kind of funny because 2024 will mark us being in business for 30 years. I mean, our business changed along the way, but I have been self-employed for 30 years next year. And I don't know. I feel just as busy now as when I started my business. But I love what I do, so I'm not complaining. I love it. I love everything I do. And I don't know if you caught my meet and greet, but I said on there, I also said this in one of the stitching rooms because people would ask me questions and stuff. And anyway, I just said, my business changed. I've had basically three businesses in one. It has changed completely a couple times along the way. And I said, I just hope it doesn't change anymore. Like, I love this community. I love where I'm at. I don't ever want to leave the cross stitch community. I plan on retiring from the cross stitch community. So barring nothing insane happens, right? Boo boo, quit the licking. Thank you, Laura. Yes, it's been a very blessed life. You know, a lot of people can't say that they wake up every morning excited about work. I can remember when, I did work outside the home. Like halfway through Sunday, I would start getting really down. Like, oh, I got to go to work tomorrow. And just, yeah. And, I'm lucky to not feel that way anymore. But I mean, is it luck? Yeah. Is it by the grace of God? Yes. But it also requires a lot of dedication, hard work, many hours of work. Geez, Athena, you all right over there? And discipline. Some people don't have the discipline to own their own business. Oh, I'm going to sleep in today. Well, you know what? The minute I started my business, I have a planner. I clock my hours. I clock in and out. I write down how many hours I work a day. I've done that all 30 years. I treat it like a real job. And if you don't, it's not going to work. My husband always likes to say, yeah, she spent 30 years becoming an overnight success. I mean, it's been a lot of work. And we had, when my business transitioned from Primitive Folk to my licensing business, which was Teresa Kogan Incorporated. And then during that transition, oh my gosh, it was really a scary time. We didn't have, we didn't have any money. It was bad. And then when we transitioned from, it was even worse when we transitioned from licensing into the needlework business. There were, I would say, I mean, I was driving around without insurance on my car. And I didn't go a lot of places, but once in a while I'd have to take one of the kids to school or something. And I think it was like one car was the tags were good, but then if he was gone and I had to do something that popped up or whatever. And yeah, I got busted for it. I got caught. And so before the needlework business picked up and my licensing, was going down the tubes because my agent and I had separated and blah blah blah. So when you get paid royalties, you get paid quarterly. You get paid 4 times a year. So basically, we would be behind on our house payment, and we would be getting like letters that we'd have to sign for saying that they were going to come take our home. And then I would get paid, and then we would catch up on our house payment, which didn't leave a whole lot of money for anything else. But we lived like that for, I would say, 3 years. The thing is, Kevin and I never fought about money. In all the times we've had trouble with money, never did we fight about money because I just knew we would get out of it. I just had faith that this too shall pass. We just have to hunker down, work really hard, and we'll come out of it. And we did. And I think it made our marriage stronger. It made our faith in God stronger. It's someone said to me, or maybe someone told me that their pastor, maybe it was that, said, you better hope you go through some hard times in life. Because if everything is just always roses, you may have like a longer time in purgatory or something. Like suffering on this earth is not fun, but we all go through something, right? And that suffering, you can offer that up for the salvation of souls. And so anyway, there's just a lot of other ways to look at things rather than looking at the negative side of it. The only time I remember being really frustrated with Kevin when we were in dire straits is when I was running the hot water to do dishes or just trying to get it hot or something. And I walked away to go grab something and he comes running over to the sink and turns it off. And he's like, you're wasting. And we have a well. We didn't pay, we have a well pump. But he's like, I was running hot water though. And, we have to heat that hot water. And he's like, you're wasting water. That was the only time he like ever snapped at me about something, and I didn't say anything back. I was just like, "Oh, this is not fun." He felt the pressure and the stress being the dad and the husband, and you know, he handled it with grace though. Like we're very lucky. All right, I gotta go back and read here. Let's see. Love that Santa has a cane. Thank you. I do too. I only have a few areas decorated. Already did that. Ugh. My hubby's birthday. Yep, I read that. 12-hour drive. Ugh. With your brother. Yeah. Oh, you were with three brothers. Ugh. Yeah, we would have like, he's on my side. Like, okay, so we had like a Pinto. That's a teeny tiny car. And, we didn't have a lot of room. And it was like, he's on my side, mom. And oh, just, they must have just wanted to duct tape our mouths shut at some point. Tammy said, I wake up less excited about work every day, right? Are you getting close to retirement by any chance? You don't look like you're old enough to retire, but um Phyllis said, so cool how that brush is like a pen able to get in the tiny spaces. Fun to watch you paint. Thank you, Phyllis. Laura said it's a lot of hard work and I couldn't do it. I'm kind of lazy sometimes, lol. Gotta go eat some lunch. Phyllis said, my hubby's home and he made me lunch. Wow, that never happens around here. LOL, have a great day. That's so cool. Thanks, Phyllis. She's probably gone now. Dee said, living paycheck to paycheck was hard for us in the 80s. Low checkbook down to the wire made me cringe. Agree. We never fought over it. That's awesome, Dee. Laura said, that's a good, strong marriage and something to be admired. Thank you, Laura. Same here, Dee. I'm retiring in 7 years when I'm 60. Oh, good for you, Tammy. Um, oh, there was something I was going to say and I lost it. Oh, I know what it was. When I first started my business, when I first started working from home, my friends, that were stay-at-home moms would call me in the middle of the day. Hey, let's go do this today. Oh, my dog's going to bark. No, never mind. That was just I don't know what it was, the heat pump or something. And my friends would call and like, hey, let's take the kids and let's go do this, or let's, and I'm like, I can't, I'm working. Because when we started Primitive Folk, we had Kyle. And so I would work while he's sleeping. I would stay up late after he went to bed, and I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. Let's put it that way. He was about 1 when we started the business. Yeah, because he just turned 30. And they're like, well, you're self-employed. You can take the day off. And I'm like, no, I'm self-employed. Therefore, I can't take the day off. Because when you are building a business, you can't just say, hey, I'm going to go do this. And oh, God, let's do this. And next thing you know, you've worked, 10 hours that week. There's no way I could have ran a business and done that. So they finally quit calling and asking me to do stuff like that because they really weren't respecting that I was going to build a business. You know what I mean? I think they thought, oh, she's just having fun painting stuff. And, anyway, it's kind of funny. I love looking back though over my career and just the different things that happened and just how we were led from one thing to another. Oh, I really love this Santa. I know. I think sometimes, as far as like me retiring, I will never retire because what I do is creative, and I have to create. Like I have to. Um, there's sometimes when this hasn't happened in a long time, but I would say that there would be like a week or two where I wouldn't paint, I wouldn't create, I wouldn't, work on. This was before I did cross stitch. I wouldn't do any punch needle, and I was just doing like, God, who knows, paperwork, something like that. Like I just wasn't creative, and I would get anxiety. Like I'm like, okay, well tomorrow I'm painting. I don't care if it's just a tiny little something or do a little punch needle. I have to create in order to feel whole. Does that make sense? I don't know. That might sound weird to people, but um, it's just such a part of who I am that I just, without it, it makes me very uncomfortable. So I know I will never technically retire where I'm not doing something. Um, and I love the business that I'm in so much right now. I mean, I can definitely see slowing down. I mean, it's just a little bit crazy for me right now. But yeah, anyway. It's one of those things, like, I have so many ideas of what I want to do with my cross stitch that is that feeling ever going to go away? Like, I have, like, even if I didn't sketch any more sketches starting today, let's say this morning was my last sketch I ever did, I still would have more ideas and artwork than I could possibly fulfill in a lifetime. You know, because sometimes I just go to the computer and start designing a sampler and I don't have it sketched out first. That's how I did my first 4 samplers. So, you know, it's like I don't really think I'm ever going to be where I go, okay, I'm retired. I'm not designing anymore. Or I'm not painting anymore. I'm not, you know, I'll always be doing something. Yep, Tammy said I wouldn't retire if I did what I love. I sit behind a desk staring at a computer and I don't like it. Yeah, I get it. Yep, I bet. Oh, I get grumpy when I'm not able to create, right? It's like something's missing. It just feels weird. I don't know. I find myself kind of getting grumpy when I don't get to stitch because I really don't get to stitch very often. Um, I I was doing really good there for a while. I was making myself, not making myself, but making time, I should say, to just sit down and do at least 1 strand a day, which usually ended up being 2 strands or more. And um, I was cruising along pretty good. But then the closer it got to the Jingle Ball and all the things I had to do for that, that fell to the wayside, and I haven't gotten back into that yet. But after, you know, things settle down a little bit here, I should be able to get back to stitching. Get 1 hour a night. You can do it. Thank you. Thanks for your encouragement. Well, last night, so our meeting was over at, like I said, at 9 o'clock. And no, normally I would have stitched from 9 to 10:30, maybe even 11. But my head was just pounding. And I'm like, this is stupid. I'm just going to go to bed. And I got really, like, almost 8 hours of sleep, which never happens. Not an uninterrupted sleep because, you know, I always have to get up and use the bathroom at least 3 times a night. But still, I was able to fall back to sleep. And so that was a good decision on my part to forego stitching to get some rest. Oh, he's so cute. Now just doing the letters, maybe a little bit more definition in his beard and his buttons. I think I'm gonna make the buttons green. Let's just do that real quick. So Friday is, oh gal, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, if I have it right. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Jeez. Hold on. Yes. Yes, December 8th. And last year, or not last year, in 2021, when I did Vlogmas before, I painted Mary on the 8th. And I am going to set aside time to paint our Blessed Mother on Friday. We're going to go to 8:30 a.m. Mass, and then I'm going to come home and paint her. So I've been looking up images, and I'm going to do it in watercolor. I want to do it like in a bigger watercolor. and I want it to be like really kind of, let me just show you a painting I did a long time ago, not of Mary, but the kind of style that I want to do. Let me grab it real quick. This is just a print. I gave the original to my mom, but just this kind of watery. I want it to be real watery like that. So yeah, I want to do that on Friday. Let's see. A little shadowing under the buttons. All right, now the letters. I'm waiting to see if my hubby will make us lunch like Phyllis's hubby did. We had a chili cook-off the other night. Ooh, I told him he won, barely winning. And then he did the dishes. Win-win. Nice. Oh, chili sounds so good today. Ah, Kevin's probably not at the grocery store anymore. It's been a while, so I would love to have thought of that and said, hey, get stuff to make chili for tonight. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm going to do, let me see, naughty or nice. What color? Any opinions, guys? So besides Flying Santa, what was your best-selling pattern? Home for Christmas. Yep, that was the second one. Tammy, by the way, y'all that are on here, Tammy stitched that one. Stitched it in record time. I don't know how long it was. I can't tell you off the top of my head. I just remember when she said she'd stitch it for me for the Jingle Ball, I was like, ooh, there's a lot of stitching in that. When she pulled it off, it was pretty impressive. And not only pulled it off, but the stitches are gorgeous. Like, not sloppy whatsoever, like she was rushing or anything. Like, just phenomenal stitching, Tammy. Matter of fact, I need to message you after this live. Oh, that looks so much better. I don't know if you can see it real well on the Ubes tubes, but I did a little bit more in his in his beard. We sold quite a few prints 8x10s, 10x10s, 5x5s. Yeah, I was kind of shocked at how many prints sold. I got all those printed off yesterday. All right. Any ideas for the letter? I was going to do red, but I'm like, wow, that just seems really obvious. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to do blue. And the only reason I say that is because I don't have blue anywhere else in the painting. Oh, God, that's terribly scary, isn't it, Tammy? Jeez. She said I would have had it done 2 days sooner, but I was at the hospital because my mother-in-law fell and hit her head. She's fine now. Well, I'm glad she's fine. Gold. I like that because it would pull the gold out from there. Yeah, I was thinking about doing like naughty and then doing nice in a different color. But I think that's a good idea. Just go for the gold. Yeah, it'll kind of pull that out of there. I like it. See? I like your input. Why does this thing keep shutting off? It's funny when I paint these paintings and I then scan them into my computer to make prints and I take them into Photoshop to kind of like make sure everything looks good. Like for instance, here's a little for instance. On his face, see where that black line when I drew it that came over onto the beard? Like I would Photoshop that and fix that in order to make a print. Well, then I always go over to the words and look at how I painted them. And just from my eye looking at the painting, they look fine. And then I zoom in and oh my gosh, I'm out of the lines really bad. So thank God I know Photoshop and I can fix that and make my prints look really good. It's that where I paint outside the lines, unless it's something I did intentional. Yeah. Sold quite a few of those tote bags. Those tote bags, I'm telling you, they're so nice. They're a good tote bag to like put your project bags in or something, carry books, that kind of thing. There's no zipper enclosure, so you don't want to put things in there that if it tips over, that spills out. There's no pockets on them. They're just a basic tote, but they're nice just to haul things, especially project bags because they aren't slippery and they would, if it tipped over, they would just stay in place. But you could get a ton of project bags in one of those totes. Or like if you're going to the beach, your beach towels and stuff like that, you just want to throw in there. They're that kind of a tote. And I love the quality of the printing. I can go grab one for you. I ordered one. I have another one that's shipping right now. The one that said, all I want for Christmas is stitchy stuff. I ordered that just before the jingle all started. And then I did get one in the week before the jingle ball started. That blue coat Santa. I love him. I'll go get it when I'm done with this. I'm just about done. Here's Blue Coat Santa. Oh, let me get my dog. She's going to bark. Hold on one second. Google, come here. Shh. Oh, she almost got out the door without barking. Look at him. He's so cool. You guys probably can't even see the whole thing. Oh, the color of the blue just, I mean, it just shows up so nicely. But yeah, and it's got the what do you call those kind of bottoms? Gusseted bottom or whatever. So when you put stuff in it, yeah. Very nice, very nicely made, very thick. You know, nice strong black strap, but like I said, no pockets, nothing like that. But to put your project bags in, oh, perfect. All right, friends, I'm gonna go. It is 2:25 almost, and our guy is pretty much done. I think he's super cute. I like his kind of muted red coat instead of like a bright red coat. He's kind of old-fashioned looking that way. And anyway, thanks for joining me today. I'll be back next week. Next week, I'm going to paint this guy. He's going to have a white coat with red trim. I already know that. And I'm excited to paint that little Raggedy Ann. All right. Thanks for joining me. And you guys have a great week. All right. Peace out.